Okay, I'm here with head baseball coach Paul O'Neill. A back-to-back defeat today on Saturday against North Greenville. We also celebrated Alumni Weekend today, Coach. What are your initial thoughts from today's games?
We just didn't play well enough. They're a good team, and it's like I told the guys after the game, if you want to beat really good quality people, then you have to make all the 50-50 plays. And we didn't make the 50-50 plays this weekend. And you need to do that when you're playing against a really good competition, and that was the difference.
Kaysen got the starting game one today, just his second loss on the year. Was able to kind of battle throughout much of that game, finished with 6 or 7 strikeouts. But what do you like out of his performance?
Obviously, Kaysen is just a great pitcher for us. He's a intense competitor for us. There was a couple 50-50 balls. Plays that were out there, and we were trying to make them, we just didn't make them. And if you can make those plays, those 50-50 plays, then maybe the score's a little different. Maybe they don't score in the first inning, maybe they don't score in the second inning, and so that's all part of it. But they made the plays and we didn't, so they should get the credit.
And then Harrison Holbrook with the starting game 3, gave you 3 zeros. Probably his best outing in the Braves uniform.
Through strikes, through those hard. I feel like if you want to beat North Greenville, then you need to have plus velocity on the mound. They got some real physical-looking guys up there, and if you're not throwing the ball really hard, then they're going to knock it over the fence. So I thought he did a great job. Like you said, it was probably his best outing since he put on a Braves uniform. Hopefully, this gives him some confidence going forward, and he can propel himself forward for the rest of the year going into next year.
And then offensively, just couldn't really get anything going all weekend besides some solo home runs. What do you got to do to get some guys on base, and what did you see from the bats this weekend?
Well, we got some holes in the lineup. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. It's offensively, when you're facing good competition, if you got a flaw in your swing, if you're out around or you're uphill, then you're not going to catch up to plus velocity. You're going to roll over a lot of times. They played big shifts, and a lot of our guys, got out around and they pitched into the shift, and it was pretty easy work for several of their pitchers. And give them credit. They've got some really good arms too. Probably the best arms we've seen this year. But we still got to get better. We have to get better. We got to be more fundamentally sound. We got to be able to hit the ball where it's pitched instead of trying to pull everything. And then, you got to be able to get a hit when you need it. And we just didn't get that. We had some guys who hit some solos, but they were solos. Solos usually don't win it for you. And so we got to get more guys on base. Thought we ran the bases well. We stole some bases against them. We exposed them on that, but we just couldn't get the hits afterwards.
Then switching gears, like you said, it was Alumni Weekend. Had a good crowd. I think every decade from 1970 to present day was represented. Just what does that mean for the program? How nice to see those guys?
Oh, I think it's terrific. I think this is what it's about. Being a good teammate. Nobody remembers what your batting average is or your ERA. After you graduate, it's all about were you a good teammate? What kind of guy were you? And it's evident by seeing all the men that showed up here today. With their families. Some of them have kids now, and coming out and having a good time, enjoying the ballpark, enjoying each other. And supporting us. I think that's what it's all about, to see those guys come back and, and have that fellowship with each other.
And then you guys are right back at it again, 4 games next week. Coker on Tuesday and then King on Saturday. How important is it to bounce back?
Well, we got to bounce back on Tuesday. We're playing on the road the next 4 games. We need these games. We're in this hunt, and we need these games. We need to win them. We need to play well. We've got to get better. We got to continue to grow as a ball club. And that's something that we talk about on a daily basis, and hopefully this week we can have a good week of practice. Hopefully Monday's a good day for us, and we can go into Coker and play a very fundamentally sound baseball game, down there and play well.
All right, that's it. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.